Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, back to SA Boxing Talk, getting leathered with Hayden and Mike and sportsbets.io. Mike, we are back again for episode I do not know what, doing another recording again. First time we tried to do this didn't go according to plan, but we
It's
are
five.
back. Yeah, it's five, episode five.
We're
Mike,
back. Back. I think it's five. Yeah, I think it's five. Yeah.
he knows because he's keeping score on. He's 1-0. He's 1-0 up at the moment, about to go 1-1 this weekend. But yeah, I'm excited about it. I'm excited about it. All the fights is happening. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not exactly a massive weekend in terms of boxing. We've identified that next weekend is going to be a sort of a super weekend, big weekend for boxing. This week we've handpicked three fights that we think are going to be the best fights for the weekend. And Mike, you're obviously confident in your bets, which we'll pull up later. But let's first talk about these fights. We're starting off with obviously what we think is the big one for the weekend, which is Jack Catterall against Arnold Barboza Jr. Who are you going for on that one?
Yeah, look, a great fight, but I'm definitely going on Catrol. I think Catrol's got it. Pressure fighter. I think as we were talking about it off air and that sort of thing, I don't think they both not, nobody's knockout artists between the two. So I think definitely a points victory. I think a good fight. I think it'll be a good fight, but I think Catrol. I think he comes out on top on a points victory.
And it kills us all to our stomachs to know that we are agreeing on this one because I have to go with Jack Catterall. Phenomenal wins. Obviously, the Josh Taylor win obviously puts a lot into perspective as well in terms of where he's at in his career. And we know that beating the Tartan Tornado
Yes.
is no easy feat. Yeah, favorite for that win. And moving over to the next one, Zelfa Barrett coming up against James Jazza Dickens. Who are you going for that one?
Yeah, I think that one we're going to agree on as well. I'm also going to say Barrett. I also think a comfortable points victory. That's why I say, the fixtures for this week in the boxing are pretty much we're going to agree on most. But yeah, I think comfortable wins for Catrol and Barrett.
I agree. I agree. Zelfa Barrett, James Jazza Dickens as well. He's fought right down at bantamweights, and now he's coming up to the big boys leagues and trying to compete at the top level. And Zelfa Barrett is just sort of the chosen one in this instance. So I've got to go with him
Yes.
as well. And yeah, Mike, look, I mean, agreeing on two occasions, the odds are if you had to put a sportsbets.io odds on that one, I don't know. I think you'd get quite a good payout. If you put one USDT on Mark and Eden agreeing on two fights, you might get good odds of about maybe 100 to 1 on that. So kudos to you for being knowledgeable this weekend.
Yeah. I'll let you take that one. Take it. I'll let that one slide. I'll let that one slide. Yeah.
All right, so, and then the one that we
we got,
don't agree on. I mean, this is going to be the exciting one, right? Because this
yeah.
is where the getting leathered league kind of like it counts. It counts towards the official scoreline. I'm sure you excited. Not really. You're going to be excited, but I was going to say going 1-1. That's more for me being excited. But who's your pick for this next fight? And this is going to be the big one. Reese Belotti coming up against Michael Gomez Jr. Sorry, who's your pick on that one?
Yeah, so I'm definitely going Gomez Jr. Listen, I think Reese Belotti's. I mean, listen, he's a good fighter, but I just have this feeling. I think if you look at the odds,
Hmm.
there's short odds there. I think the bookies know something we don't know. I've got a feeling Belotti wakes up with a bit of a migraine, or he's not quite feeling on his game, and I think I have this feeling that there's a bit of an upset on the cards. Listen. He doesn't have Gomes doesn't have punching power. Like I don't think he's got stopping power.
Hmm.
Um, and I don't. I think that the question mark comes in is whether he lands good power shots through the fight and that will count. But I just have this feeling it's in the stars, baby. It's in the stars. You've got the betting odds looking a bit short there. Something's going on. Maybe there's some in-house camp that they know something's not quite. So listen, it's twofold. It gives you the opportunity to level the playing fields. Okay, so we head into the big weekend next week on an even playing field, or it might just be that the stars align and you go into the main weekend or a big weekend for that two down. So It's worth the risk. It's worth the risk, baby.
I don't think your boxer sees beyond round six, if I'm honest with you. I think Reece Belotti is an absolute machine with the knockout power. Of course, he is susceptible. He's lost on 5 occasions, but he's also fought at a high level as well. So, like, he's mixed it up in some really good company where, as your boxer, I think a traffic cone is probably his best opponent that he's fought in the lead up to his career.
Ah, yeah, yeah, yeah. You got jokes for Saturday morning. You got jokes, baby.
I
Okay, but
think,
listen,
yeah,
like I'm saying to you, listen, he wants, I think he's going to take this opportunity. He wants to showcase what he's got. Listen, we all know it. Big stage. Maybe he gets a little bit, maybe it affects his game plan slightly. But there's just a little something here that tells me we may be in for a bit of an upset. And I'll give you a consoling message Sunday morning and say, don't worry, you're only 2 down. It's only two. You can come back from that. You can come back from that. But hey, let's go. Let's go.
I reckon Gomez Jr. getting leathered this weekend, and we go 1-1. And I'll on the review show, I'm gonna just be boasting about it the whole time. But yeah, can't wait for that. The review show, ladies and gentlemen, does come out on a Monday, so we're gonna be recording that one on Monday, or it might release on Tuesday, depending on the time of the filming. But the filming will definitely take place there, and then of course we'll have build up throughout the week as well on getting leathered. So looking forward to the build ups as well, Mike. Obviously we've committed to some serious airtime. A busy man of your
Yeah, we
schedule
have.
for coming in and doing this, so we appreciate that. Uh, let's move over to the next part. This is the new feature of the show, Mike, and I appreciate you for coming up with this idea. This is definitely an idea that was brought to my attention by yourself, and this is something that is non-boxing, but it is something that is super fun, something that's non-competitive for the both of us, just us having a little bit of fun. Introduce us to this next part.
Okay, well, we're definitely going to call it, we're calling it Super Saturday. We're calling it Super Saturday. That's what this is about. Okay. But I just think this adds a little bit of an extra element, good banter between friends. And everyone, look, like I'm saying, obviously the Sportsbet.io, the platform caters to many different sports. And you can definitely, like you can amongst your friends and you can get involved, and that sort of thing, and you can have a lot of fun with it. But I think like if we do, I mean, we both avid football Premier League fans. Let's be honest. We won't say who we support because
No,
that could be a
why
little
won't
bit.
we say who we support? Why would we not say that?
Okay, I support. Just beep that out. No, no. Look, I think, like I say, it just adds a bit of fun. It adds a bit of banter between friends, mates, or whatever, family, and things like that, and it can be a lot of fun. So I think for this part, we want to do a Super Saturday, which will incorporate, in this case, Premier League. I think if I check here, I think we worked out there's seven. We said seven fixtures for Saturday.
7 pictures.
Yeah, because it's a 15, so it'd be seven fixtures. Yeah, and the nice part of it is that you can pick. So you can basically go win, lose, draw. You can go win. Yeah, you could basically go win, lose, draw. And what's nice about this is your odds pick up quite nicely, so you get good odds.
Multi. Yeah.
Yeah, so you could do a nice little multi bet there. Okay, so so we could do a nice little multi bet, but so it incorporates because we can obviously do the boxing, which will count to our scores, and then we'll do the Premier League, which we'll have a nice little multi bet there, but a bit of fun and a bit of banter and that sort of thing. And I can already tell you, I know for a fact we're not going the same route. I know you're going to see things differently, and you're going to say, "Oh no," but you're going to go this way, and I'm going to go a different way. So it just adds to the getting leathered, baby.
I think as well. What I'm gonna do right now is we're gonna pull up our actual picks, and we're gonna put up Mike's pick.
Yes.
His should be coming up right now. Mine should be coming up right now. And on these picks, Mike, if you can go through yours and just basically rationalize your picks as to why you think you've gone your way.
All right. Okay. So are we going to go game for game, my pick versus your pick, or are we going to go?
Yeah,
Let me give you my rundown. You're going to give me your rundown.
so no, let's go one game at a time, and then let's see how many firstly we've picked together, how many we agree on, and see where we differ as well. So we'll start off with the first game. Got Arsenal versus Leicester City. I'd like to know which way you went, and obviously it's on the screen now, so we'll both know. But let's go through the rationale of
Yeah.
this
Okay. All right. Okay. So I went Arsenal over City. I just think
one. Arsenal
while
over
Arsenal
Leicester
might
City.
be a little bit over Leicester, yeah, I think Arsenal might be a bit gun shy at the top at the moment, but I think I just think they've got enough to take it to Leicester. So I'm going to go Leicester. Arsenal. Sorry, I'm going to go Arsenal over Leicester. Over
I was
Leicester.
about to
Yeah.
say, people on the screen probably thinking, what is this guy even saying? Um, and then, okay, uh,
Yeah.
as you can see, I've also gone Arsenal, and in the second game, I've gone Aston Villa. I just think that they're performing a lot better. They're obviously higher up on the table. For me, Ipswich Town just don't have the teeth to be able to really get the win over or even draw over Aston Villa, and that's why I've gone Aston Villa.
Yeah, I went Aston Villa as well. I think they're playing some good football. Look, they've had moments. They've had moments, but I think against Ipswich, I can't see any. I don't see too much of a threat there. So I also went Villa.
All right, and then
Straight
the
win.
third, yeah, as well, straight win. And the third fixture, I'll get there eventually, is Fulham at home. They're going to be hosting Nuno Espirito Santo's Nottingham Forest. For me, I've gone Forest on that. I know they're away from home, but I just see their form being so good. They've destroyed some really big teams this season, and I know
Yeah.
that we spoke off camera about how good Fulham is as well, but I just feel like Nottingham Forest have got the edge there.
No, I looked at it. I looked at it. And listen, Nuno's got them playing some really saucy football. Um, Fulham, I think, haven't been as consistent, so they've had moments as well. Um, but I just think that I think Nottingham will have just a bit too much for Fulham. So yeah, I've gone Forest.
So we've gone 3 for 3 agreeing so far on the Super Saturday, but here's where we differ. For the first time, we've made different results. Manchester City, they host Newcastle United over the weekend. The Etihad Stadium, it's going to be a big one. Man City seem as though their run of bad form is sort of coming to an end, and they're starting to turn the tide, even though the other night they lost in the Champions League, but that's against a better team. I've gone for a draw in this, Mike. I think that Newcastle's Alexander Isak, and he's leading the line and really scoring a lot of goals, and it just makes me think that they can maybe edge out a draw result at the Etihad. I know you feel a bit differently about that.
I do. Yeah. I've gone City. I think City at home are going to prove too strong. I think both teams to score for sure. But if it was at St James's Park, I would agree with you. Again, can you believe it? But they're not. They're at City, and I think City will comfortably come away with maybe like a 2-1 victory, or yeah. I think I'm backing City on this one.
You are backing City on that one. So that's where we differed for the first time. However, we come back in agreement again. Southampton host uh, Bournemouth, which Bournemouth have been kind of a surprise package this year. They've kind of like come out of their shell. They've really looked much better than they have in recent years, and I think that they're good enough to take a struggling Southampton away from home.
Yeah, we have. I think the slight way I've looked at this, I looked at a double chance here because Southampton are in a bit of a relegation battle. They are playing at home, so they might pick up for that, and they might try and put on a bit of a defensive a game. So I think if it was at Bournemouth, I would have gone Bournemouth straight win. But I think this one I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go double chance, and I'll take draw or Bournemouth.
Yeah, you
So
very
we agree, but a slight tweak there, a slight tweak.
yeah, slight tweak on your ends, but another. I don't even know how to put this. I just think that Bournemouth are just too good. Southampton. I just don't trust Southampton at all. Moving over to the next.
But that's the thing. You get that's the problem. You get bogey teams. You get bogey teams. Potential banana peels, John.
That's
Potential
a banana.
bananas.
That's a banana peel right there. All right.
Yeah.
Moving over to the next
But
one.
okay, we sort of agreed there. We sort of agreed there.
I hate that word. Agree. The West Ham host Brentford in the next one. Which one have you gone for?
There I went Brentford. I think Brentford will be a bit too strong. West Ham seem very inconsistent. They not really playing well. I think Brentford are good enough, quality enough to get a victory at West Ham.
I've gone for West Ham United. I just think that the home supports in London I don't know. I think that they got enough to win. I know that obviously the manager at Brentford, the Danish manager, is really, really good as well. So he's a tactical man. But I just feel like West Ham at home, they're going to play their flamboyant style and come home with that W. And then the last
Are
one,
you are you going West Ham? Did you just say you're going West Ham,
I just,
brother?
I just said I'm
You're
going
gonna
West Ham.
forever be blowing bubbles because there ain't no way West Ham's beating Brentford.
Brother, this is it. Brentford getting absolutely leathered this weekend.
Ay, 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 ay. You're in
Hey,
for a bad weekend. Your weekend's about to get real bad.
I think your bubble will burst when Brentford catch a loss in London this weekend.
No, I don't see it. I don't see it. West Ham can keep blowing bubbles, but there ain't no way they're gonna get that victory. I don't see it. But too
And,
inconsistent. Brentford are playing some good football. Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
and then lastly, the last one for the weekend, which is actually one of the hardest ones to pick, is Crystal Palace against Everton FC. Which way did you go?
Yeah, look, I went Palace, but a very tricky game. Everton, they've got that. They're the type of team that, it depends who pitches up. They can go on a run 2-3 games where they're not playing really well, and then all of a sudden they look like a prime passer. So yeah, but I think Palace at home, I think should be they should get over the line. They should get over the line.
I've gone for another draw. Again, I think that this is a close result, and this is just me basing it off of Everton's comeback against Liverpool the other night. I think Everton, David Moyes, they got some energy in the system, and I think they got that comeback spirit. I know this one is away from home, and Crystal Palace is a difficult team to break down, but I just feel like David Moyes has got some sauce at least for another 5 games left, and then he'll probably fall apart after that. But I think Everton will be good for that portion, and I think a draw is on the cards for me personally.
Yeah.
But yeah, anything can happen. I feel like my card is the winner for the day. I'm gonna be honest. But I'm happy if you win because then I get a Nando's, right? You promised me Nando's if you win.
Absolutely, absolutely,
I
and
hope
with all the fixings, with all the
because
fixings.
this one doesn't count towards me losing anything. I hope you win. I genuinely hope you win.
Don't jinx me now. You just won Nando's.
Okay, can we make an agreement, right? If any one of us wins a Super Saturday pick, that means the winner needs to take the loser away for a lunch. On
100% done. Deal.
okay,
Done deal.
deal.
Done
And
deal.
it's
Done deal.
variable on the amounts that are won. So if it's a big win, it's a big lunch.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And I'm Greek. I can eat. I'm just letting you know.
Sure. So where are we going to meet us?
Hey, hey, now we're talking. Now we're talking.
Oh, lovely, man. Okay, I look forward to it. So actually winning means you treating the other person. So that's also a nice thing as well because it brings us together. So I think that's a great thing.
But that's what I'm saying. It's good fun, bit of banter. We can sort of as the fixtures go, and so we watch, and as it goes, it'll be pretty fun. But I think the serious side of it obviously comes from the boxing side. Like
Yeah.
that's going to be the serious. The wins and losses will count there.
Yeah.
But for a bit of fun, I think the Premier League just adds a little spice to the mix, which is quite cool.
Look, after I go 1-1 on the boxing side, we can talk about potential prizes and stuff, maybe for the winner of the getting there. That we haven't even decided the structure of how long this thing's gonna last or anything like that. Um, maybe if you accept one of my game
My
nights.
worry is that after you take my concern is that after you've taken a good few losses, like I don't know if you have the potential like a Guardiola when City go 14 losses in a row that you bounce back from that. I think you throw the towel in a lot sooner. A lot sooner. So I may have to lose a couple, just to help you out there a little.
This is what happens when Mike goes up 1-0. He literally goes up 1-0 and now he's the master. He's gone up 1-0.
Hey, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
picking the favorite, mind you. He picked the favorite to win the fight as well. It's not like he earns it. It was an obvious one that Benavidez might have
Ah,
come in there. But I was taking
if it was that obvious, you would have picked it.
I picked the Morel high ground and I went for David Morel to win the fight. I gave you a chance up front. I wanted to give
No.
you a handicap in the beginning, you know.
Okay. No, no, okay. That's fine. That's fair.
But
That's fair.
but
I want
still,
to give you a handicap with
okay.
this one.
Let's hear. Let's hear. What handicap?
I've given you the. Listen, I went Gomes. Okay. So I've
That's
given
a
you the
reasonable
handicap
pick.
because at least next week we're on a level playing field
But
that
Gomez Jr. is a
you
reasonable
can.
pick. Gomez Jr. is 21-1 over Reece Belotti, who's 19-5. I feel like I'm taking the risk here.
You just said now that his best fight's a road cone,
Yeah, but it's
a
true.
tomato can.
Oh, yeah, I don't know. Hey, I mean, look, he could be, as you said, he just hasn't had the opportunity to step up. You mentioned that off air, that this could be his just coming out party, you know, his first big opponent in his career. And actually, he's a beast undercover. We don't know.
Okay, but listen, we said the same thing about Morel. And like, look, he performed really well in that, but I don't think there was any doubt as to who the winner was. So that could be a very similar situation here. Could be. But I think we're going at 2-0 here. I think we're going at 2-0 here.
Let's see. Let's see. Team Hayden to go 1-1. Team Mike to go 2-0. It's all going to come down to tonight's fight. And
Who's your money on? What's the odds on that one?
look,
I'd like to see the comments.
if you want to
Put it in
even
the
get more
comments.
particular, I'd say go for Belotti via knockout before 6.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. If the fight goes the distance, then can that be considered a win or a loss?
No, I picked him. Oh, just a winner. I've just picked a winner. I haven't selected around. But if
Okay, so we're going just winner, irrespective of how,
but
but win.
but what you're
But
saying,
you're putting a neck out there on the line.
what you're trying to say is that if I get it before 6, I get a bonus point. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'll give you half a bonus. No. Whoa.
Wait. That's recorded.
Yeah. Ah, okay. All right. I'll give you half
No,
a bonus
I
point.
don't
Half.
need
I'll
your
give you half.
I don't need your pity points. I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna get 1-1. I don't need that half a point. That's score.
Okay. We'll see Sunday when you phone me and you're like, listen, but let's just talk about that half point there again. You mind if I take that half point?
Then I take the lead. Then I take the lead. Oh man. What's some other fantasy fights
Listen,
out there that you're thinking
I
of?
think one of the fights I'd like to talk to you about, and I know we've discussed it plenty off air, but I think this whole Bud Crawford, Canelo, whether it happens, doesn't happen. Listen, uh, I know you're a big Bud fan. Like, I know you're a big Bud fan, but I think that victory over Spence, I don't think you can rely too much on that because I think he's stepping into a whole different territory, taking on Canelo. You know what I'm saying? And I'm bold enough to step out there and say, super middle. I don't see him dethroning Canelo. There's
Well,
only
look,
one winner, baby. There's only one winner.
let's put it this way. Last time, the truth was that Terence Bud Crawford was the winner by absolute destruction. And this time, I think adding a little bit of cinnamon to your coffee might be how it goes down in the fight as Terence Bud Crawford takes out Mr. Canelo Alvarez.
What attributes does Bud Crawford have that he's going to dethrone
Okay,
old Canelo? Like,
who's the better boxer? Pound for pound, who's the better boxer? Pound
listen,
for pound.
he Canelo. Where's Bud Crawford gonna? Oh, come on, where's Bud Crawford
like
gonna have more?
Planets, like one of these planets. Here, I feel like I need to be there
Ah,
because how can you say pound for pound Canelo Alvarez is a better boxer than Terence Crawford? How? How is it possible?
how can you say that Bud Crawford's a better pound for pound?
How,
Why?
how
In what aspect?
ability?
Because he stomped, crashed, wrecked Spence.
Now you see this. You see this is the thing when you change. See when you're Errol Spence supporter, you're gonna clutch onto anything. He had an accident in his Lamborghini.
I'm not clutching on anything. He beat
The
him fair and
brakes.
square,
He
hands
beat the
down.
bra
I'm saying
He beat the brakes off of
he
Spence.
did. But you can admit that you didn't expect it to be that one sided. You were like, this is 50-50. This can go either way. Or were you that convinced that it was going to be a one sided
No,
victory?
but we knew it was going to happen. We knew he was stopping Spence. We knew he was going to put on demolition, win absolutely every single round of that fight. Switch southpaw, switch orthodox, clean up, clean up, clean up. And the same thing happens to Alvarez.
Ah,
Okay, I don't believe that.
listen, I give you your
Wait, wait, wait,
props.
wait,
I
wait,
give you
wait.
your props. I give you your
No, 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 no. I'm taking that back. He doesn't do that to Canelo Alvarez because Canelo Alvarez is bigger and will have the advantage in terms of weight division when they come up against each other. I do think if it was a pound for pound fight, I think it's very one-sided. Um, if Crawford was able to fight at his best weights, which now is super welterweights, I don't think Canelo Alvarez would last very well there. But I would like that fight to be made somewhere in the middle, maybe at a middleweight, to accommodate both guys' sizes. I think Canelo
yeah.
Alvarez gets a massive advantage at super middleweight and probably beats Crawford at super middleweight. But if the fight is made at a catchweight or
Yeah.
middleweight, I think Crawford's in for a shot there.
Look at super middle. I can't 100%. I don't see a route to victory for unless Canelo's really not on his game, not having a good night or whatever. But even then, I just don't see it. But I think at middle, I think a lot more competitive. But I still only see one victory, and that's the man from Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. Baby. Damas and caballeros, only one, baby, only one.
I hate to cut you off, but there is less than a minute left on this current chat that we're having. So I'm just going to lynch it there. Terence Bud Crawford to come to the party. You believe in Canelo Alvarez. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
One way.
Like, comment, subscribe. Obviously, see what you got to say about this weekend's results. Maybe your picks for the Premier League this weekend. And do you think Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez? Write it down in the comment section there. Are you Team Hayden, Team Mike? Let's go, champs.